Hello there. I'm not sure if you can see me even, but I will just assume so. So, no, not from you. Sure if you can see me even, but I made an effort with trying to put it there, so bear with me. My plan was for you to see me and some part of the road, basically like, oh, the light was harsh, basically like you're on the passenger seat, my friend. So yeah, let's have a little night ride together. But I have to warn you, I drive a little eccentric at times, and I'm not apologetic. I don't apologize for that. I just warn you. I'm an artist. I express myself through my driving. But maybe we'll be just fine. So yeah. Night ride, ladies and gentlemen. A little night ride. I appreciate you being with me. Actually, I don't know what the topic will be. The topic will appear by itself. Oh, I know the topic already. So listen. Please listen. I've been talking. Most likely the microphone quality won't be good. But for the next ride, we will have a microphone. So bear with me. We got that. So today I had a call with my mind coach / hypnosis NLP guy, Ibrahim. He's a blessing, man. We had a talk, and how can I say, he brought me into a flow state with an idea he had, and this guy is just, he's just something else. He's just something else. Ibrahim Turner, a fucking G, and I'm glad to be able to be in touch with him. He's just great, and so we talked about my content, about all of the social media stuff I have in my mind, and guy's a genius. He gave me ideas. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking in this direction, and yeah, he's right. And he was giving me some advice about the business side as well. And yeah, like lately, my girlfriend of about 3 years broke up with me for good reasons. Don't get me wrong here. I've been an idiot. I understand her. But it was hard for me. It's still hard. I just go through those times because I see those times through a positive framing, right? I frame it positively. I frame it as something good. But even though I frame it as something good, I have to admit, give me a second. I cannot see. Okay. Everything's fine. Now it's time to express my creativity. Fast and Furious. So, even though it's a bit hard for me, we have to maintain positive mindset about everything, and he helped me a lot, because what he was basically telling me was that everything that happened should have happened. So I'm on the right track, basically, even though with this pain, because right now what I'm living is solitude. I've got some people around here. I was invited for tonight, but I didn't go. Actually, I was on a date. I'm just coming from a date, but didn't feel it. I'm glad I'm alone now, to be honest. We kissed, that was it, and I didn't feel it. It was just not it. I felt it in the first moments, and we were at her place even. You know, that's. Yeah, but no, I didn't want to. I just, you know, the energy wasn't right. Let's say it like this. The energy wasn't right. The energy wasn't good. I didn't feel comfortable. And I regret that I went on this date in first place. She was beautiful, actually, but I regret that I went there. And that was a perfect reminder for me to stick to my solitude plan. Because Ibrahim reminded me of something today. We figured out something together, and I reminded myself. Let's say it like this: the first time I really have been in solitude was after my period of being a homeless junkie. Thank you for leaving, my friend. I appreciate you a lot. After my long period of being a homeless junkie. At first I was a junkie, then I was a homeless junkie, then I was just a junkie. And after this period, I had my first apartment. And when I had my first apartment, I told myself, now is my time. So I cut off my circle from back in the days. All the people that I wasted my time with, I broke my SIM card. And I didn't reach out to them anymore. I didn't want that anymore. And that was the best decision I ever made in my life, because that was the decision that made me the man who I am now. You cannot imagine, I was a junkie. That's a fact. Man, I was at rock bottom. Alright? And then, yeah, solitude. And solitude wasn't a walk in the park. Shit was hard. It hit me in the face so many times. I went through hell and back multiple times. Alright? It's hard. But even though it was one of the hardest times of my life, it was the best time of my life as well, because again, I repeat myself, because after that was my turning point. And now, Ibrahim and me, we talked about it. He said, the old me is dying, and the new me is coming out like a phoenix, right? From like the phoenix from the ashes. The old Fabio is dying right now, and the solitude and maybe even the hard times of solitude will bring just benefits for me in my life, and the benefits will be my social media. It will be huge. I have huge plans, and even though, yes, of course, it's my attempt wholeheartedly to help men, to make lives of men better. Because let me tell you something, even though I've been a junkie, even though I went through this shit, you know what was interesting? I always have women by my side. Always. And I have this category of my videos, Love Dr. Fabio, blah blah. And in the intro, I say, I always manage to have women by my side. Blah 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 blah. Right? But it's true. It's a fact. And I don't know how. Sometimes I ask myself, well, if I really analyze, if I sit back and analyze and think to myself how and when and why and what, okay, it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense how it happened. Don't get me wrong here. But back in the days, I look at myself. There was a time in my life where the only thing I thought about was, okay, I want to get high again. Okay, I don't have money. I'm super broke, but I want to get so high right now. And there was a time in my life I had two girls at the same time in this state of mind where the only thing I cared about was getting high again. And now that I analyze myself and everything, right? It makes sense. It makes sense because back in the days when I was like this, man, I had multiple phases of my life where I had multiple girls at the same time, and I never hit it. That's the funny thing, you know. Well, once I hit it, I have to admit, okay. But I was young and dumb. But before that, I didn't hide it. Then once I hit it, and after that, I never hit it again. But yeah, point here is, for example, if I think back and if I remember back when I was like this, I was fat, but I was confident for some reason, and it wasn't fake confidence. I think me taking drugs changed something in my brain. I'm not a psychologist. I can just tell you what I believe what it was, because I was confident with myself and I was a complete idiot. But even though I was a complete idiot, I still had this confidence. I was fine. Well, and I was living a shit life. My life was a shit hole, and that's a fact. But I was fine, right? I was feeling good, and I had flirt apps and I don't know, like dating apps. I had I had 3 girls. One girl I just randomly fucked. The sex was bad, but we fucked. The other girl was some blonde girl, and the other girl was some brown-haired girl. And the blonde and the brown-haired girl, they hated each other because both of them wanted to be with me. And when I was with the one of them, they were always what's the English word? Talking badly behind the back of the other one. Why would you meet her? She has this brown thingies. In Germany, it's called Muttermal. It's like those brown thingies some people have on their skin. You cannot touch it. It's just a change of color on the skin. I don't know the English word. Pardon here. But she had one, a quite large one on her cheek. And so the blonde one was talking badly about her. Why would you meet her? She has this big brown thing in her face. It wasn't that huge actually. But trying to make her look bad. And the other one was like, oh, why would you be with her? She's drinking on the weekends and she's smoking cigarettes too. And that was so crazy. And at this time I was so broke, I didn't have money. And when I got money from the man, I was staying in some place because my parents kicked me out. And in this place I had a job basically. And they would pay me like 300 euro per month, but I was staying there on the weekend, and on the weekend they gave me like, I don't know, 40 euros extra. And as soon as I got the money, guess what I did with it? Of course I bought drugs. I was such an idiot. Man, awful. Man, but it is what it is. Anyways, and even though in those times I was a complete fat idiot, no money, and the money I had I spent on drugs, I managed to have women. And this was like this red line through my life. I always had here and there was always a woman by my side, always. And at some point when I sat back and I thought to myself, I was thinking to myself, that's not normal. The usual man doesn't have as many dating and sexual encounters as I have. And even though that's not something to be proud of, I'm aware of the fact that it's not something to be proud of, yes. But at a certain point, success with women is a measurement, right? Is something a lot of men want, because every straight man has interest in women, and every straight man has interest in being successful with women, right? So, and if there's one or two or few, there will always be a few that are really good with it, and there will always be a few that are not good with it. Because it's a skill, there comes a lot to it, right? So, and me being able to have so many of them, and it's a lot. We're talking 3 digits here, right? I know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I never thought about that. That hit home for a second. Fuck. Whatever. That stole my attention for a second. Anyways, yes, it's a certain type of measurement, because if there's a demand and you can fulfill it, it's good. So, for example, a lot of men want to make a shitload of money, but only if you can have it. Okay, that means success. So if a lot of men want it, but just if you can have it, you get my point. So, and for me, it's with women, right? And for me, it's just what it is. And what I learned, and everything I saw and everything I learned, I want to teach it to men, because, as I said, not a lot of men, or only a few men are really successful with that, right? And yeah, I have to say something about this. I have to, because at some point I was able to count two and two together, and I was like, okay, there's repeating patterns here. They always do this. When I do this, they do this. When they do this and I do this, this happens. Aha, this leads to this. They behave like this. Because if you have so many women, at some point you see those repeating patterns. They all do the same because they're feminine beings. And I don't say, every woman is the same. No, I don't say this. I say feminine beings act like feminine beings, and it's regardless if they're from Latin America, Europe, or Asia. This is something I figured out as well. I had women from Latin America, Europe, and Asia. They're the same as long as they are feminine beings. I have been with masculine women as well, not ladyboys, but with women with more masculine traits. For example, women that have a business, that have some online coaching business, for example, on Instagram, right? Stuff like this. More driven, more focused, more logical thinking. They're a bit different. They have their feminine core, yes, but the more masculine ones, the ones that think of, okay, I need to make more money. I have a business. I want to do this. That's more masculine traits, and I dated those as well. Those rules apply to them somehow. But for the other ones, the normal ones, quote unquote normal ones, the feminine ones, all the rules apply. It's all the same. It's all the same. And the thing is, because I was able to be with so many women and I was able to see all of that, I am able to teach that. And this is why I believe I'm good with this. But I'm not only good in teaching women stuff, I'm good in teaching the self-improvement side as well, because, man, I've been homeless. I've been a junkie. And I figured my way out of there, and I fought my way out of there all by my own. And I learned so many lessons. Normal men don't have those lessons. Normal men don't go through so many paths of hell, right? Yeah. Man, that was a monologue. But that was an important monologue, because there's times, I have to admit, I'm getting tired. I'll go home. Then I will cook and then I will sleep. There are times, I have to admit, I doubt myself. Fabio, why would anybody listen to you? There are so many dating guys that are better than you. There are so many self-improvement guys that are better than you. Fabio, for what? What do you want to prove? But on the other side, yes, they are. And they learned their craft as well somehow, of course. But they didn't go my way. They didn't learn my stuff, and they aren't me. Of course, there's nothing new under the sun, but the way how I, quote unquote, preach it is a different one. And even though we all say similar stuff, we all say the truth, right? Yeah. That was important for me to get that out. Thank you for listening, my friend. See you next time. Mwah.